Here's what they don't tell you about child stardom. The kid who made you laugh in Even Stevens and saved the world in Transformers didn't just fall from grace. He systematically destroyed everything he built, lied about his own childhood trauma for sympathy, and left a trail of broken relationships behind him. This is the real story of how Shia LaBeouf went from Hollywood's golden boy to one of the industry's most controversial figures. Shia LaBeouf wasn't supposed to make it. Born in Echo Park, Los Angeles, to two struggling artists who could barely keep the lights on, his childhood was anything but normal. His dad worked as a street clown, selling hot dogs while battling heroin addiction. His mom sold jewelry just to scrape by. Money was so tight that at one point his uncle almost adopted him because his parents couldn't afford to keep him. But here's where it gets dark. At just 10 years old, Shia allegedly overheard his mother being assaulted in their motel room. That trauma would haunt him for decades, eventually becoming one of the excuses he'd use to explain away his own terrible behavior. But young Shia had something special, a fire inside him that wouldn't quit. He started doing stand-up comedy at 10 years old, hitting up clubs with material so inappropriate for his age that people described him as having a 50-year-old mouth on a 10-year-old body. Then he did something genius. He grabbed the yellow pages, found an agent's number, and called pretending to be his own manager. The agent saw right through it, but was so impressed by the kid's confidence that she signed them anyway. That agent changed his life and still represents him today. By age 12, Shia landed the lead role in Disney's Even Stevens. For 3 years, he was Louis Stevens, the scheming troublemaker who made millions of kids laugh. The show was huge. At 16, he won a Daytime Emmy Award. Then came Holes in 2003, which made over $70 million. Hollywood noticed. Suddenly, this kid from Echo Park was starring in major films like Disturbia, Constantine, and I, Robot, alongside Will Smith and Keanu Reeves. But none of that compared to what happened in 2007. Transformers changed everything. The movie made over $700 million worldwide and turned Shia into a global superstar overnight. Steven Spielberg himself called him the next big thing. The following year, he starred in Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, which made nearly $800 million. By age 21, Shia LaBeouf had escaped generational poverty and was worth over $25 million. He'd done it. The broken kid from the rough side of LA had become Hollywood royalty. But success came with a price. That same year, the arrests started. In 2007, he allegedly threatened a neighbor with a knife and spent 2 nights in jail. Then came the drunk driving arrest in 2008, where he rolled his car. The public incidents kept piling up, getting kicked out of a Walgreens for being drunk, bar fights, disorderly conduct. Each time, Shia would laugh it off on late-night TV, turning his chaos into entertaining anecdotes. But behind the jokes was a serious alcohol problem that was spiraling out of control. Then his ego started destroying his career from the inside. After Indiana Jones underperformed with critics, Shia publicly trashed the film and blamed Steven Spielberg. Harrison Ford called him an idiot. Spielberg quietly cut ties with him. Shia started criticizing the Transformers franchise too, burning bridges left and right. In 2013, he was cast in his first Broadway play alongside Alec Baldwin. It should have been his moment to prove he was a serious actor. Instead, he got fired after screaming at Baldwin in front of everyone for not memorizing his lines fast enough. When he apologized, people discovered he'd plagiarized the entire apology word for word from an Esquire article. And that's when things got really weird. Shia started copying everything. He released a short film that was stolen frame for frame from a graphic novel. When he apologized for that, he plagiarized the apology from Yahoo Answers. His comic books were filled with passages stolen from Charles Bukowski. Even his tweets were copied from other people. Was it performance art? Was it a statement about copyright law? Nobody knew, but the pattern was clear. Shia LaBeouf was coming apart at the seams. In 2014, he walked the red carpet at the Berlin Film Festival with a paper bag over his head that said, "I am not famous anymore." He launched an art exhibit where he sat silently in a room while strangers said whatever they wanted to his face. Witnesses said he was crying under the mask. That same year, he got arrested at a Broadway show for drunkenly shouting obscenities and allegedly slapping one of the actors. The memes started flooding in.
Remember Just Do It, that viral green screen rant where Shia screamed motivational phrases for 30 minutes straight? People thought it was hilarious. But looking back, it was a public breakdown happening in real time. By 2017, Shia was at war with the internet. He launched a livestream protest against Donald Trump called "He Will Not Divide Us." Trolls from 4chan showed up immediately, turning it into chaos. When Shia moved the project to a secret location with just a flag on camera, the trolls used flight patterns, star constellations, wind sounds, and frog noises in the background to track down the exact location in less than 48 hours. They took down the flag and replaced it with a MAGA hat. Shia LaBeouf had just lost a war to internet trolls. Then came another arrest, this time in Georgia, where he was pulled over drunk and started screaming at cops, calling them racist and making bizarre comments about their wives. The body cam footage went viral. His career was toast. Studios wouldn't touch him. He checked into court-ordered rehab, and that's where he wrote Honey Boy. Honey Boy was supposed to be his redemption. The film told the story of his traumatic childhood and his abusive relationship with his father. Shia played his own dad, reliving the pain on screen. Critics called it the best performance of his career. It earned him a Hollywood Film Award. People forgave him. They understood now. He wasn't a bad person. He was just damaged by his terrible upbringing. Except there was one problem. Most of it was a lie. Years later, on a podcast, Shia admitted the truth. His dad never hit him. The abuse was exaggerated, fabricated for sympathy. He said his father was actually loving and supportive, just flawed. Shia had thrown his own dad under the bus, dragged him through the mud on a global press tour, all to resurrect his career and make himself look like a victim. It worked, until people realized he'd manipulated them. But the worst was yet to come. In December 2020, his ex-girlfriend FKA Twigs filed a lawsuit against him, alleging sexual battery, physical assault, and emotional abuse. She claims Shia kept her in constant fear, allegedly slammed her into a car, tried to strangle her, and knowingly gave her an STD. Pop star Sia came forward too, calling him a pathological liar and warning people to stay away. Old footage resurfaced of Shia in Germany saying, "If I stayed there, I would have killed her," about another ex, Mia Goth. The pattern was undeniable. This wasn't just a troubled artist anymore. This was someone who allegedly hurt the people closest to him repeatedly. Shia didn't deny it. In response to the lawsuit, he wrote, "I have been abusive to myself and everyone around me for years. I'm ashamed and I'm sorry." He entered treatment again and disappeared from Hollywood. But here's where the story takes another bizarre turn. While preparing for the film Padre Pio, Shia found God. He converted to Catholicism, spent months living with Franciscan monks, and in early 2024 was confirmed into the Catholic Church. He even expressed interest in becoming a deacon. Some people saw genuine change. Others saw another performance, another reinvention. In 2024, Shia returned to the red carpet for the first time in 4 years at the Cannes Film Festival for Francis Ford Coppola's Megalopolis. The $120 million film was supposed to be a masterpiece. Instead, it bombed spectacularly, becoming one of the biggest flops in recent cinema history. Behind-the-scenes footage showed Coppola asking Shia who is the director after the actor kept trying to control scenes. Even in his comeback, he couldn't help himself. Then in July 2024, FKA Twigs quietly settled her lawsuit with Shia out of court. The terms remain confidential, but the case that was scheduled to go to trial was dismissed with prejudice, meaning she can never refile it. Both sides released a joint statement wishing each other peace. But the damage was done. The allegations, the admissions, the pattern of behavior, it's all still there. So where does that leave Shia LaBeouf today? He's still working. He's got a wife and a daughter now. He claims to be sober, claims to be changed. But after everything, after all the lies about his father, the arrests, the alleged abuse, the constant manipulation, can anyone really trust him? Hollywood certainly doesn't. The roles have dried up. The blockbusters are gone. What's left is a cautionary tale about what happens when childhood trauma, unchecked ego, and addiction collide in the spotlight. Shia LaBeouf had everything, and he burned it all down, one terrible decision at a time. Whether this is truly his rock bottom or just another chapter in an endless cycle, only time will tell. Subscribe for more, and bye.